Well, welcome back to the morning show here on Oriz News. The oil-rich region of Niger Delta is a picture of luxurious vegetation and freshness, but the true story behind the entire facade is a devastating destruction of the ecological features of the region by man-made activities like oil exploration without the necessary measures to protect the environment. Luckily, the Niger Delta has the mangrove swamps, which plays a key vital role in keeping the soil together as against the exposure of coastal communities to erosion. Now, our next guest is artist and curator Oriz Onuwaje, who has just authored a book titled The Intersecting Worlds of Climate Change, the Mangroves and Art. And he joins us now to look at the artistic reality of climate change, the role of the mangrove and art in the Niger Delta. Good morning, and it's lovely to have you here on the morning show.
A very good morning to you. Good morning.
So very briefly, can you tell us the importance of the mangrove to, stopping erosion in the Niger Delta, and also the effect of climate change on these mangroves and how your work relates to that?
Thank you very much. First of all, the mangroves have been understated, underreported by all of us because we just see them as shrubs or trees. This is nature's most effective form of engineering and architecture to protect the coastline. From the Bight of Benin to the Bight of Bonny, which is basically southern Nigeria, it's all mangroves. We have the third largest concentration of mangroves in the world. And we're discussing, depending on which records you're looking at, between 30,000 square kilometers and 45,000 square kilometers of mangrove. And the way God designed the mangrove, it's a feat of engineering unparalleled, because the roots hold the coastline to prevent water from washing away. Yeah. And the way they grow and get into the soil wherever they find themselves just tells us that we were designed by God to be protected by the mangroves.
Okay. All right, great. But talk to us about the exhibition that is going on at the Wings, and then the book that you have written. I see that Kachi has been admiring this publication. Yeah. I believe that both are meant to draw attention, to this very important issue. Talk to us about them.
Yes. Over time, all we have heard from the Niger Delta is pipeline vandalization. It's environmental degradation from human activities, oil exploration, oil exploitation. But there's something that has been missing in the conversations, the narrations about the Niger Delta, which is the beauty of the Niger Delta.
Yeah.
And this is what this exhibition brought to fore, that we are not all about hydrocarbon and degradation. The place is lush, the place is beautiful, the calmness in the Niger Delta. So we had to find a way to represent it and show the world. Like we all know, any coin with one side is a counterfeit.
Yeah.
So the exhibition basically is to tell the world, to show the world, to show Nigerians that the Niger Delta is beautiful. It's a place you can go on holidays. And trust me, the place is safe. I've done 3 documentaries in the Niger Delta. I've done several walking hours, days in Warri without security. I've been to Nembe to record my documentary, no problem.
Recently?
Recently. The team came back from Nembe just under 4 weeks ago. And we had, in fact, the way I was received in the town hall of Nembe was just, look, I was happy.
Is that where you're from?
No, I'm a Warri boy.
Wafi.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Now, you spoke extensively with regards to that exhibition that took place where the Onuwaje was present as well, about the safeguarding of the mangroves to avoid exploitation.
Yes.
Now, like you rightly said, the Niger Delta is beautiful, and I think that a lot of the problems we have today are as a result of unjust exploitation of its resources.
Yes.
And the mangroves, of course, being one of those resources. So what are some of those ways that it's could possibly be exploited, and what are the ways the government can get involved in ensuring that this does not happen?
There's something very interesting that is going on now, and it takes us back to the partition of Africa, where Africa was partitioned in offices in Germany without Africans at all. And right now, what is going on is, through satellite images, offices in the United Kingdom, offices in Europe, are mapping out carbon footprints and distributing it among themselves. Because they say the mangroves capture more carbon than any other terrestrial forests in the world. And because money is involved, people are making these demarcations all over the place without the knowledge and involvement of the locals. And the Onuwaje Onuwaje III, who incidentally is my boss. Okay. Yes, I work for him on several other issues. He's amazed. He's traveling in London, and somebody's coming to approach him on what is going on about carbon credit in Warri Kingdom. And it's like he doesn't know about it. And things are being shared over us, like shaving our head in our absence, without our knowledge. So how can the government get involved in this so we don't go through the second type of partitioning Africa in our absence, distributing our resources? Because right now, the beautiful bride in the climate change discussion are the mangroves. And of course, when there is a beautiful bride, the way things are in the world, people begin to smell money, begin to smell dollars. And they don't care what this does to the culture of the people, what this does to the livelihood of the people. So our own is to try to raise awareness and let the world know, let Nigerians know, let the people of the Niger Delta know that the mangroves are important to us. They are a way of life. I was born in Warri. I lived in Warri until I was 23 years old. I have traveled the world, but I still go back there. Like we say in Warri, I dead and bury my navel. Yes, so it's something that we must take seriously. The people in the Niger Delta, this is not about militancy. It is just about protecting who we are.
Thank you. I think it's very important that you relate this carbon credit issue to the Berlin conference and how there's a colonial agendas when it comes to our resources. But another important thing here that you're trying to highlight is the beauty of your area, of the Niger Delta. And I want to ask, particularly when it comes to the NDDC, the Niger Delta Development Commission, when it comes to these institutions that do get a lot of money, when it comes to reintegrating former militants into society, do you think that the government is doing enough to protect the Niger Delta, to highlight its beauty, to support the progress of its people?
You see, as an active participant in what you have just described, the Niger Delta is in a state that spread over a period of more than 50 years. It's not going to take one legislation to change everything. There must be a build-up, a gradual build-up. Now we are talking about the mangroves. We're talking about enlightenment. We want people to know. We want the government agencies to know that coordinating all of this, but trust me, my people are doing very well in trying to conserve and protect the mangroves, but it's all in little batches. So how do we get the NDDC, for example, to coordinate the efforts, get the teams working to make sure that mangrove protection is part of the agenda, because this is important to us.
All right. I like the fact that you say that Onuwaje is involved in all this, because for me, it shouldn't end with just asking government, to come in. I like the fact that the traditional institution is also coming in the protection of the mangrove, and then exposing the beauty of the Niger Delta. But how is he carrying along other traditional institutions, other kings within the entire Niger Delta region? And are they involved in this exhibition that is currently going on?
You see, what has happened is a charity begins at home. I started this work because of my involvement with the Onuwaje. I run the back office of His Majesty.
Yeah.
And I traveled with him into Warri Kingdom. Most of Warri Kingdom is water, the coastline. And I saw the beauty. I saw all of that. So the work on climate change, mangroves, and art started from Warri Kingdom. We've gone to do some work in Nimbe. We've gone to do some work in Yenagoa. The artist that we're focusing on, Dr. John Ed the Babs, lives in Yenagoa. Is of Ijaw extraction. So this is just the beginning. And the Olu of Warri is ready to reach out to other traditional rulers so that we can come together. This is not about politics.
Yeah.
It's just about our survival as a people.
Yes.
And he's determined to lead this with others. Of course, they are all leaders, but somebody has to start something. And the issue of the mangroves has come to fore now because we're talking about climate change.
Yeah.
And we're talking about something similar to the Berlin Conference, which we must, as quickly as possible, just head off and let us do what we need to do.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right, before we let you go, I know that Kachitu will want to, quickly ask something. But for how long will the exhibition last, and what can we see? How do you get to see it too?
Okay, the exhibition is going to last until the 18th of March.
Of March, okay.
Yes, and when you come into the exhibition, we brought the Niger Delta to Lagos. You see our fishing nets. You see the logs of the mangrove, because people see the mangrove plant in pictures as though they are flowers. But you come and you see what a mangrove plant looks like. We have mangrove plants there. Then you have paintings, in my opinion as an artist, from one of the best artists Nigeria has produced, Dr. John Ed the Babs. And then you have photographs. I've been a professional photographer for over 35 years. My photographs are also in exhibition. Okay. Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
These are
joining
beautiful.
us. Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this exhibition.